Hello, kids. Today we are going to read another Chester book. This one is called Watch Your Paws, Chester. Here he is, watching his paws. Let's see what happens. Mint chocolate chip. Ooh, is that your favorite ice cream? Chester walked out of the ice cream shop and began to eat, but it was a very warm day. What happens to ice cream on a warm day? It's messy. Soon the ice cream was gone, but Chester was still hot. I know, said Chester. I'll go to the library. It's nice and cool in there. I can get a new book to read too. Chester climbed the stairs of the library. He pushed open the heavy front door. Ah, he said as he felt the cool air. Kind of like it feels right now in here. Chester's friend Mimi was perched on the checkout counter. Mimi lived in the library and loved to help visitors. Hi, Mimi, Chester said. Welcome back, replied Mimi. I'm so happy to see you. I came to find a new book to read, said Chester proudly. Will you help me? Of course, said Mimi. Let's see what we can find. Chester saw a book on a special display. Cool pictures, he said. He reached for the book. Wait, Chester, said Mimi. Sticky fingers are not good for books. Oops, said Chester. I'll take care of that right away. He went to the restroom and washed his paws. Why are sticky fingers bad for books? It makes the outside of the book and the pages all sticky, and then dirt sticks to it. Yeah, Mrs. Whaley does not like sticky books. Next, Chester and Mimi headed to the children's section. Chester pulled a big, colorful book off a shelf. This looks like a good one, he said. It does, Mimi said. Just remember that books are like friends, so treat them nicely. What do you mean? Asked Chester. Turn the pages slowly, answered Mimi, and be careful not to bend them. Sure, thanks, said Chester, but I don't think I want this one after all. Well, let's keep looking, said Mimi. Chester looked and looked. Soon there was a big pile of books on the table. None of these are what I want, he sighed. I guess I'll put them back. Chester spotted an empty shelf. This poor shelf needs books, he said. I'll fill it with the ones I don't want. Oh, well, that's a nice idea, laughed Mimi, but you can't move books to different shelves. Why not? Asked Chester. Wouldn't it look better? Mimi explained that every book has its own special place on the shelves. If a book is in the wrong place, she said, no one will be able to find it. So even in Mrs. Whaley's library, every book has its own place and a home. So when you come into the library and say, oh, Mrs. Whaley, I want to find a book about horses. I know right where to look and I can show you where they're at. But if you put books in different spots, I won't be able to find them. Just put your books on this cart when you are done, she said. A librarian will put them back in the right place. So if you're in Mrs. Whaley's library, who would you give the book to make sure it goes in the right place? Yep, me. Sure thing, said Chester, and he put the books on the cart. Now, said Mimi, let's see if we can finally find a book for you. She showed him a book called The Catnip Capers. How about this book? Mimi asked Chester. It's very funny. Chester took a look. I would love to read this book, said Chester, but I have to be heading home soon. Then why don't you check it out? Asked Mimi. I did just check it out, said Chester. This book looks great, but I don't have time to read it now. He was getting very confused. No, said Mimi with a smile. I mean, you can check it out of the library. You can borrow it and bring it home to read. Wow, said Chester. How do I do that? Well, answered Mimi, first we have to get you a library card. Mimi scampered over to the front counter. Chester followed. My friend Chester wants to get a library card, Mimi told the librarian. The librarian smiled at Chester. Can you sign your name? Asked the librarian. Sure I can, answered Chester. He leaned over and whispered to Mimi, should I write my name in the book? Is that a thumbs up or a thumbs down? No, Mimi whispered back. We never, ever write in library books. And do you know how to treat books in the library? Asked the librarian. Yep, answered Chester. No sticky fingers. Be careful turning pages. Put books on the cart when you're done. He looked at Mimi. And never, ever write in the books. Perfect, said the librarian. Sign here and I will give you your library card. Yippee, said Chester. I'm going to borrow this book for a whole year. Well, said the librarian, how about 2 weeks? Then someone else can borrow it. Mimi smiled. Congratulations, Chester. Now you can check out your book. And Chester quite proudly took his new card from the librarian. You see his picture on there? Things to remember. How do we treat our library books? Wash your hands before you touch books. You turn the pages carefully. Don't put books back on the shelves by yourself. And never write in a library book. Check books out if you want to read them at home. And then return the books on time. So when you come into the library, you need to bring your book to the checkout counter, to the desk, and Mrs. Whaley will beep it for you. You put it in your bag, and the following week, you need to bring that book back so you can get a new book. Okay, that's our story for this week. We'll see you next week.